Hey, Aggie, good to have you.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you for the time. And, I didn't know you, but I was following Splinterlands and all the stuff you guys do. It's huge. It's amazing. I have lots of questions about it. And before I dive into the questions, I want to know more about you. I want the audience to know more about you personally.
I took a really weird background to get here. I'm a PhD chemist, and I was teaching at the college level, and I started using software to go help my students learn, and it worked. And so I told the publishing company about it, and they hired me to go tell other professors about it. And then we got purchased by a very large publishing company, like a $5 billion per year business, and I ended up managing a lot of the sales to giant schools like Harvard, Brown, University of Ohio, and so on and so forth. So, I have a long history of, sales engineering and publishing sales. And I also happen to be like a game developer, game designer, game maker. And when my partner, Matt, he and I were working on a marketing project, and at the end of it, this is right when CryptoKitties was exploding, he said, we should go make a game. And I said, it's funny you should say that. I am a game designer. And so that was kind of the impetus of how Splinterlands got started.
Wow. And how did it become so big? Because, I'm seeing everything you do. I see the community over Discord. Like, how do you even start developing something so big?
Well, you just start small, so the two things that we really focus on is community development and on software development. Those are the two big ones. And Matt's job in the company is really to focus on the technological development. And my gig has always been to sort of help grow the community here. So so how do we do that? You start a Discord, and then you start talking to people. You set some ground rules. You try to help people out, explain how things work. Talk about the benefits, why people should do it, and have products for sale, and then have nice websites and convenience features to make it easy to sell. And, step by step, you keep increasing the features that are offered. So now, yeah, we're totally blowing up. We 11x'd our player base over the last 60 days or so, and I'm still on pace to double every 3 to 4 weeks. So growth is just absolutely astounding. It is really hard to keep up with just technologically, and all the new people and all the new faces. And the whole thing is just exploding, which is awesome. It's exhausting, but these are all good problems to have.
It's enormous, the amount of content around the strategies and theories. And, I watched over YouTube, so many people are doing these videos. They become famous because of this platform. They become profitable because of this thing. It's unbelievable, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is all part of the play to earn stuff that people don't all necessarily understand, but there's a lot of ways to earn in our game. You buy cards, you use them in battles, and you can earn every single match. You have daily quests, season rewards. You can buy cards and rent them. You can fight in tournaments and win. There's guild battles, and you can fight and win there. You can rent out entire decks, and other people will play your decks, and then you'll share profits. You can flip cards and trade them and make money that way. So there's a lot of ways to make. But not only that, like you were sharing, lots of people then take all what they're doing and explain it on social media to tell other people how they're earning. And then other people get interested. It's really helping to spread the game, because honestly, it's a lot nicer to go sit at home and play a video game to go make money than it is to do anything else in the universe for most people. So, and now the amount that you can earn is substantially higher than, minimum wage in a lot of countries. So, not everybody can earn. It's a skill-based game. So not everybody is necessarily cut out to do this, but there's lots of people that have figured out how to rent cards to get started, so they don't have to spend tens of thousands of dollars, rank up, fight your way to the top, earn more than what it costs you to rent, and then, add in the cherries on top of the social media stuff that you're doing and everything else.
And how do you make this simple for somebody new to come up and, rent cards? And how are you in the process of making things simpler and simpler?
Yeah, that's really like the front end of our design. When the first guy that we hired was the lead designer of the website, And he's just really gifted. And his biggest gift, I think, is taking very complicated things and making them simple. So for example, in this game, like when you're fighting a battle, all you really have to do in the match is click a summoner and click a couple monsters. And any child on the planet could do it. They just click things, and eventually things will click right. But to get the strategy of that down, it's so complicated and so tricky. And that's really what we go for. Is like the ease of use is extraordinary, but the utility and the thought and like all the layers of what's happening is incredibly robust and rich. And so it takes you, 8 seconds to figure out, what to do. And like in terms of what do I actually click to play this game, but it takes people years to figure out how do I build the single most effective team in each one of these rule sets at each one of these different league levels so that I'm a super competitive player.
Wow. And some of the names of the cards, I've seen the chicken or something, and very crazy names. Who come up with all of this creativity?
Some of it was player derived. So we have a lore writer, and we have people whose full-time job is to write content for the game. But a lot of what we do is we try to break the fourth wall between us as a game company and the players that are in it. We don't like as big of a separation. So like, our primary method of communication is not Twitter where you like talk at people. It's Discord where you engage with people. And we've done a bunch of Kickstarters and Kickstarter-like events, and we constantly put out ways that our players are able to go build themselves into the game. And so all but maybe 3 of our legendary summoners are actually player-derived character assets. So, we're still doing like the work, and we're still writing the final lore is stuff we approve, and the final art is stuff we approve. But, the stories, the background, what the character looks like, what they do, what team they're on, a lot of that is player-derived. And, it's fun. You're like in the community, and you see your friend in the game, somebody that's fighting and battling, and, some of my kids are in it, it's just fun to build this stuff in.
Yeah, and people stick to it. People love it. People come back to it, right? It's like a whole thing. And give us some numbers if you can, just so people can understand, how big this since it started, and where are we now?
Yeah, so on June 18th, after like 3 years and a couple months, we were finally able to get to 100,000 registered users. So that's a little under 3 months ago from the time of this interview. And since then, it's been absolutely exploding. As of today, I have 686,528 people registered in the game, and I have 324,842 of them that have purchased the Summoner Spellbook that unlocks your ability to earn within the game. So it's a little bit less than half overall, which for a free-to-play game would be like 1 to 2%. We're at about 50%, maybe 45% of our users overall. But more recently, our buy-in rate has been like, I guess, around 64%. And we're just putting up crazy numbers. So for the month of September, for the last 9 days, we're adding 18,000 new signups per day, and we're adding 11,633 new spellbook purchases per day. And I was doing some math earlier. To get up to registered users of 1 million, it'll take us like 17 days. And to get to 1 million paying customers or new customers or people that can actually earn within the game, I think was just under 2 months. So right around the first week of October, we should have 1 million customers that have paid for the game and are fighting in this. And that's just if the pace continues. I mean, it seems to be accelerating to me. So if it's accelerating, it'll be less than 2 months before we have 1 million actively engaged customers within the game.
Amazing. We are at the Coin Nation Summit. We have here NFT marketplaces. We have crypto, exchanges. We have all kinds of players, investors from all over the world. They're all watching us, and And like the idea of the summit is to make these business collaborations, this partnerships. So not only people are watching us right now, but also people are getting on a one-on-one video call in order to connect and do business together. I'm just trying to think like through all the ingredients of your system, like how does a user purchase like a package? Like how does the payment goes on the back end?
So we accept all forms of currency, maybe not every single one, but there's probably 30 or 40 different cryptocurrencies that we accept, and we accept fiat dollars, and we convert all of it to credits. And we do that because they all have different handshake times. So like, Bitcoin has a 10-minute block time. The Hive blockchain that we're built on has a 3-second one. US dollars could be multiple days to settle. So trying to make transactions happen instantly is really difficult that way. So we do all the long time stuff goes into just buying credits, and then you use those credits to go purchase assets directly from the game. We also have an in-game currency called dark energy crystals, and players can spend that. That's the currency that they earn when they're playing. So you have the option to spend that in game as well.
Yeah, because I was just asking because I'm trying to think what is the backbone of it? How does the payment processing goes for a new user to purchase a package? How easy it is? How fast can I start? And
So so there's no gas fees here, and that's a huge thing, because normally like if you have a Ethereum game or Ethereum clone game, there's gas fees, which means that if you want to play, if you're an American, you have to go to Coinbase. Then you buy your Ethereum. You then have to download MetaMask. You transfer the funds from Coinbase to MetaMask and pay the gas fee for that. And then you register and do your first thing with the game. And that probably costs you a much higher smart contract gas fee, which could be like $50 to $100. So before you start, there's like 2 other major websites you have to figure out, all this transfer stuff and gas fees galore. And that's not always a fun experience. And then every single transaction that you want to do in game could potentially be another gas fee. And on one of the reasons that we chose Hive and that we liked Hive is that there's no gas fee here. It's a freemium blockchain. So as a result of that, somebody that has no crypto knowledge and doesn't even have any keys or really anything, they're just a gamer, can come to our website, log in with a username and a password, pay with a credit card, get signed into the game, make their first couple purchases, and start playing and earning their first crypto, having exactly zero knowledge that any of this is blockchain. And as much as we are proud of being a blockchain game and like really heavily cryptocurrency based, we're not shoving that in the face of new users. They don't. Hopefully, it's invisible to them, and that's all part of the design that we've tried to do. It's come here for a fun game, but stay for the life-altering understanding of what cryptocurrency and its benefits are. It's not, we're a crypto game, come here for that. Like, no. People just want fun games, and that's what we're offering. And then when they realize that, their assets have value and the tokens are useful and there's stuff to do here and a whole economy that's built around it with blogging and information and battles and tournaments and guilds and all this stuff, they're like, wow, there's a lot here.
You just answered my question. I mean, with all your examples, I wanted to know how easy it is and what platforms you chose. So the people in the leaderboard of this, like how big they are, how did they turn their life to something better? What can they do with all the profits? How do they go and achieve the profits from the game?
So it's pretty funny. In the last 2 weeks in particular, so over the last about a year ago, all of the Splinterlands assets combined were about a little over $1 million. Today, if you look at the price of all the cards that are on the market, so you take the lowest ask price, you multiply by the supply, you add all that up, we call that the Splinterlands market cap for the secondary NFT market. It's about 200 million. I think maybe it's a little bit lower today, down to 185, as people are sort of selling some cards to prep for the new edition of cards that we're putting out. But there's that. We have our land. Land is about 75 million, and our governance token is probably in the like $50 to $100 million range as well. you know, a lot of people owned or bought this stuff early on, and you know, they've watched as more and more people come in, and these asset prices have been skyrocketing. You know, many people have actually written me and been like, "Hey, Aggie, I want you to know, back in September last year, I put in 20 grand, and now it's worth 140,000 or something, and I've been able to buy a house because of this."
What?
Or other people have said, you know, I've fought in a lot of tournaments and I've been able to earn a lot of money. Other people have said, you know, I traded these assets, and you know, people that were leaving the game would sell them, and I'd buy them at a discount, and then I patiently sell them over time, and I've made tens of thousands of dollars doing that. And now, if you look at the like top 10 players in the game, you know, those accounts are worth quite a bit of money. And a bunch of players have messaged me recently and been like, "Hey, you know, either because of the cards that they're renting, the rewards that they're earning, the appreciation on the assets, the governance tokens that they've been airdropped, the blogging that they've been doing, some combination of all of that, they've been saying, 'Hey, dude, I'm now a millionaire. Thank you so much. It's life-changing for me.'"
Wow.
I've had about 6 or 7 of those just in the last week. So, you know, we're changing lives. You know, we're changing the course of somebody's family and their destiny, and it feels pretty awesome. We're doing it with gaming, so you know, we're not holding a gun to anybody's head or forcing them to do anything. Just here's a fun, voluntary game that seems to help people out quite a bit in their lives. So that feels really good. But they're not, none of them are doing one thing. There's not one thing where I tell you, if you do this, you will make money, because there's no promises, you know, like if you come in and you rent dumb cards and then you don't play them and you don't earn anything, you won't make any money, you know, like anything else in life. This is not, it's not just free money. It's not just, hey, come here and suddenly everything is awesome. You have to like learn the game, play the game, interact with the community, create blogs, read a ton, learn about this stuff, make smart decisions, rent good cards, buy good cards, and not be reckless. You know, there were people that bought in for huge amounts of money, got angry, and sold off at a giant discount. And like those people did not make money. So, you know, you have to be responsible with your funds, make good decisions, and do your own research. But that said, there are plenty of opportunities where smart players that are good gamers have many, many opportunities to earn various cryptocurrencies while they're fighting here.
Yeah. In the end of the day, it's, you know, it's this whole ecosystem, as you said. It's the design, you know, I watched the cards, I saw the complexity, I saw like the strategies behind it. Like, it's unbelievable the amount of work that all your team has been putting to make this happen. And I said design because I really believe in I love design. I love the experience. You know, it gets me into your world, it's just amazing. You know, I just want to finish this interview and start, you know, playing and feel the community. How can people join the Discord? Follow what you do? Where's the best place?
So you should go to splinterlands.com. That's where all the fighting in the game happens. There are third-party websites that are worth checking out, like peakmonsters.com. To get in our Discord, you would go to discord.splinterlands.com. We have a Telegram group, which is Splinterlands HQ. And then we're on Twitter too. So there's Splinterlands, we're on Facebook, and we're on YouTube. So you can find us in a bunch of like the main areas that are out there. But I would say the heart of our community is in Discord, because that's where, you know, it's the easiest place to have a lot of ongoing conversations and group users and you know, get some new users where they can get some feedback and get some of the OGs that have been around forever to go hang out and be able to talk through what they need to build some guild chats. You know, the game is like in a whole bunch of languages. I'm in the thing's in 142 countries, probably more by now. I think it's translated in 8 different languages. We're adding a couple more. And so in the Discord, there's like at the bottom of the list, there's all these like language channels for everybody that, you know, if you're coming from a different language and you speak Italian and want to talk about Splinterlands, you know, there's a channel for you to go do that. So, you know, we have like 57,000 people in there. So we're now like the size of a city, right? So
exactly, it's a
nation. We have all kinds of people that are in there, and yeah, I mean, things, and it just keeps growing. That's what's astounding to me, is just like we double in size every 3 to 4 weeks. And I don't know how long that's sustainable, but as long as that's happening, you know, basically our only focus is going to be on dealing with that level of growth because it's just absurd.
I wanted just to ask you, did you ever do something physical or launching a limited edition NFT or something for the community, for the people who love this brand that you created, who love the company?
Yep. You know, we've done a couple of different Kickstarters. So there's hats lying around and shirts. You know, this is a Splinterlands shirt. People can get stuff. We did physical trading cards. They weren't like weren't really like playable things, but yeah, there's certainly been gold foil cards and things that have gone out that the collectors have enjoyed. But that's not something that. But is, you know, we really just focus on the digital stuff. You know, there's a lot of companies with a lot of expertise that can do that stuff better than us. That's not something that we're really like well built for. It's a bit of a distraction. We know the players like it, but that's not the heart and soul of what we do.
Amazing. I'm so happy that we are having you here on the Coin Nation Summits. Probably people would love to connect with you, the team, to learn more about everything that you guys are doing. I love it, and I'm very, very happy we got connected. So thank you very, very much. And let's keep in touch and stay around because it keeps evolving, and I just love this. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be a force to be reckoned with for a while, you know, and especially in 2 months when we're at 1 million players in here. You know, there's not many projects that get that big in crypto. We'll be one of them. We'll be here, and it'll be exciting to see what we can do when we can bring that many people of an audience to the different partners that we go to and point our audience at them and see how we can help other projects grow that, you know, provide some kind of service or benefit to the ecosystem that we've helped create.
Amazing. Thank you very much, and keep in touch.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks for your time.
Bye-bye.